This is the brief on Cultivation World Showdowns. Okay, so we're diving into a couple of really intense battles from this world where, spiritual warriors use their inner energy for some crazy superhuman stuff. But it's not just about raw power, right? It's all strategy, and sometimes total surprises. First up, you got to hear about Chen. He whips out this amazing spiritual artifact, right? An ascendant black pagoda, and boom, it creates this golden dragon thing to fight Lu Chenun's energy attack, this cyan green divine shadow. But then, the pagoda actually absorbs the shadow, and then Mu Chen uses this technique, pagoda cleansing the heavens and earth, making more dragons that turn into these powerful golden flames and just kind of dissolve Lu Qian's boosted shadow. Wild stuff. Second, let's talk about Huan Sheng. This guy had a serious ace up his sleeve, a super ancient, really powerful sovereign-level handbone. Yeah, like from one of the top dogs in their world. He apparently found it in some ruins, got it working, and wow, he uses it to just straight up crush Jizwan's big sun attack, the divine sun cleansing the world with this golden hand. Total game changer, right? But finally, and here's the kicker, Jizwan actually wins. Even with that crazy powerful handbone coming at him, Jizwan pulls off this clever move. He uses this fleeting illusionary eagle wing thing to block the final hit. And then, with what looked like just a simple touch, he shatters that all-powerful golden hand into dust. Just goes to show, brains beat brawn sometimes, cementing his rep for hidden strength. So yeah, these fights really show you the clever tactics and shocking twists you get in these high-stakes spiritual battles. This is the brief on the Great Ruler's 5-party battle. Okay, so picture this. We're diving into the super intense quarterfinals of a big inter-academy tournament. You've got these young cultivators, right? People who use spiritual energy, and they're showing off some frankly surprising power, but also some pretty dark secrets are coming out as the top contenders battle for those final spots. First up, we had a real shocker. Chen, even though he was like 2 whole spiritual cultivation stages behind Liu Qinyan, think power levels, he actually pulled off the win. Yeah, he used his amazing 9-layered pagoda technique to just overwhelm Liu Qinyan's big final move. That means Betrayal Academy is in the top 4 semifinals. Seriously shows skill can beat raw power sometimes. Second, Chen's victory means we now know 3 of the 4 big semifinal groups. So, you've got Chen's team from Betrayal, Ji Chan's group, and Huang Qingqian's group all locked in. Just 1 spot left, and man, the tension was high. And finally, that last spot, wow, it was fought over by Sha Tianhe, who's a prince, and Wu Ling, the grandson of Wu Academy's headmaster. Wu Ling brought out his powerful war god ape spirit. It's ranked 15th on this big list of magical beasts, the Earth-ranked Myriad beast record. But Sha Tianhe, he countered with something even nastier. A blood fiend demon ranked 13th. Turns out this power comes from his family doing some horrific stuff, sacrificing lives. Yikes! That dark power got him the win over Wu Ling, even though Chen and others were not happy about his methods. So yeah, these crazy intense battles have really set the stage for one heck of a tournament finale. This is the brief on the Great Ruler Tournament's next phase. So, you've been following the Great Ruler Tournament, right? Well, things just got way more intense. We're talking a major upset, and now this crazy ancient artifact is setting the stage for what comes next. Okay, first up, that huge 8-group battle, it's over. And wow, what a shocker. Wu Ling, one of the absolute top dogs among the leaders, unexpectedly lost to Sheng. So, the whole field's narrowed down now to just 4 really strong academies left standing. Sheng, Beikang, Wanhong, and Shen Academy. They're the ones moving on. Second, they've brought out this legendary thing called the Selection Mirror. Get this, it's a heavenly realm weapon, basically super ancient and powerful, a treasure shared by the top 5 academies. Rumor has it, back in the day, it could dissolve even a Zun. That's like a supreme-level martial artist. It's apparently a bit damaged now, but still, its appearance means the next challenge is going to be totally unprecedented. And finally, here's the big test. These 4 remaining elite groups, they actually have to enter the selection mirror. Inside, there's this massive, turbulent sea made purely of Ling energy, spiritual energy, right? They've got to navigate it and get out. And the stakes, insanely high. If even one member of a group doesn't make it out, the entire group is disqualified. Just like that. No second chances. So yeah, the stage is now set for a really dangerous, completely new kind of trial. It's going to test who's really got the strength among these top contenders. This is the brief on this Sea of Selection challenge. All right, picture this. A spiritual realm where martial artists are really pushed to their limits. We're going to dive into the Sea of Selection, okay? It's this treacherous place that puts elite folks like Chen and Luo Li through a major test against crushing spiritual energy, Ling, and these deadly swirling vortices. So, first off, this Sea of Selection, it's way more than just a test. It's like a super tough filter, right? Designed to show who's really got the spiritual power. See, there's this immense Ling, that spiritual energy, just pressing down hard on everyone. Top martial artists, including Chen and Luo Li, plus others like Su Xian, Sheng, and Li Cantong, find moving incredibly slow, just draining their energy. It separates the strong from the, well, not so strong pretty quick. Some, like Su Xian, just can't handle it. And even the tough ones like Shen Chongchong and Li Cantong realize they're not quite on Chen and Luo Li's level here. Okay, second point. While all this craziness is happening, Chen actually figures something cool out. He uses the sea's pressure and his special black lightning ability to kind of purify and boost his own body. Gets stronger right there in the thick of it. And this happens just as these dangerous Ling vortices, think swirling energy traps, pop up. Then things get really intense. Luo Li, showing incredible selflessness, actually tries to push Chen out of a huge vortex to save him, basically sacrificing herself. And finally, things take a dark turn with some serious betrayal. These other guys, Ji Can and Sha Tianhe, they deliberately make things worse. They pump out more Ling energy, creating these massive merging vortices aimed right at Chen and Luo Li. Talk about playing dirty. This puts Chen in an impossible spot. He actually flips Luo Li's sacrifice, right? Sends her to safety instead, but then gets swallowed up by that monster vortex himself. So yeah, this whole ordeal, it really shows you the extreme power and danger you find in this spiritual world.
This is the brief on the Great Ruler, the Selection Mirror Incident. Okay, so picture this, episode 175 of The Great Ruler. We've got this big deal martial arts competition, right? But things get messy, fast. One of the top guys gets totally blindsided by some dirty tricks, and now his friends have got to step up against some seriously dangerous rivals. First off, let's talk about Chen getting trapped. So these two competitors, Jiqian and Xia Tianhe, they basically team up to throw Chen, who's a powerhouse from Beicheng Academy, into this thing called the Selection Mirror. It's this deadly vortex, and while yeah, it's technically not against the rules, it's a really nasty move. Chen's ally, Ling Shi, even confirms how lethal it is. She says even folks with massive spiritual power can't handle the pressure in there. But then you get Roly stepping up. She's another strong competitor from Beicheng and Chen's ally. She actually gets out of the vortex. And what does she do? She grabs her Ru Shen sword and goes right after Jiqian and Xia Tianhe. Talk about loyalty, right? She's not going to let them get away with messing with Chen. Finally, what about Chen himself inside that vortex? Well, he's in agonizing pain, literally bleeding through his skin. But here's the thing, instead of giving up, he kind of leans into it. He uses that insane pressure to push his special lightning god physique power to the absolute edge. He sees it as like this ultimate training ground, believing this kind of near-death trial is how you forge real strength. So yeah, this whole incident really shakes up the competition, showing you just how low some will stoop and how incredibly tough others can be when pushed to the limit.